Yeah, it's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. I've been seeing this trend on the internet of people basically looking at all the aspects of Germany that America desires. And it got me thinking, got the brain juices going. I've visited Germany 3 times last year and I plan on coming back this year for a camper tour. And I was looking back to all the experiences that I had and I'm like, there were quite a few things that I wished that America had, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Americans would have loved to have that were common in Germany. And I wanted to cover those things today. So today we're going over 8 things that Americans desire that are common in Germany. But for Americans, we see them as like a luxury or a privilege, when in Germany it's just straight up normal. So the first thing that is on the menu of things that Americans desire from Germany upon observation is extensive training for the police. I'm pretty sure you guys know that the regulations in Germany and stuff are entirely different than the regulations in the United States. But one particular thing that I've brought up and a lot of other people bring up all the time when it comes to how police enforce their authority in America is how quick they are to pull the trigger in situations that can be de-escalated. I did a quick Google search and found that the de-escalation training in America on average only lasts about 3 weeks for the average police officer. And for some states, they don't even require de-escalation training. And that's huge because a lot of the incidences that we've seen on the internet that have gone absolutely viral of cops performing injustices on the civilians have been because of a lack of de-escalation on the cops' part. So in Germany, it's not like that at all. The de-escalation training, from what I've known, is a lot longer. It's probably a few years, at least longer than 6 months. From what I've heard, in Germany, you have to account for every single bullet that leaves your chamber. You can't just fire your gun for no reason, or you're going to be answering for every single round that left that magazine. So I was like, man, that's actually really cool. On top of that too, the police are looked at very differently in Germany as they are in America. Worldwide, people do not like authority, and I understand that. I mean, having another human being tell you what to do isn't quite the most comfortable thing. But imagine the person telling you what to do is corrupt themselves. I hear less and less about cops that are corrupt in Germany than I do about corrupt cops in America. It almost seems like an epidemic. Now, to be fair, I will acknowledge this. There is a lot of spotlighting going on, a very few small percentage of cops in America behaving a certain way, and they're getting viral coverage on the internet. Things spread like wildfire on the internet, and I do get that, but it seems like the frequency of cops that are turning up on the internet has skyrocketed over the last decade. So it really shows the display of the lack of training on the part of our US cops. So the next thing that Americans desire upon looking at Germany is, ironically, the transportation system. Now, America has a very decent transportation system when it comes to the big cities and whatnot. However, the trains and the buses being pristine, that's an issue in America, man. I will say this, the taxpayer dollars do aid in our transportation system being effective as far as buses and trains arriving on time. However, they don't really care too much about cleanliness. Like, the buses and trains are grimy. I'm not sure if you guys have ever ridden a bus or train in America, but for the most part, the cleaning standard is less than subpar. In Germany, I know I've made so many different hit pieces on the Deutsche Bahn, but I'm gonna give the Deutsche Bahn its flowers, all right? This is a very rare feat, but the trains are immaculate. The trains are quiet. The trains are very well insulated. I love that. And that's something that every American appreciates when coming to Germany. So much so that the issue of scheduled train not arriving on time actually isn't that big of an issue for people just visiting Germany. Because obviously they don't live there, so they don't have to abide by certain appointments or schedules or whatever. Just hopping on a train and getting to see all the sights and being in this nice, insulated, amazing experience, it's cool. Even in cities where the trains are dirtier in Germany, Germany's dirtiest train is like America's daily, normal, average train. Literally. Because there isn't an emphasis on cleanliness or effective structuring of the creation of these buses and trains in America. So it's like some give and take. I'll add one more thing to that. I think nationwide, even though the United States is massive, so that's one of the leading factors as to why the transportation system, the public transportation system, is very extensive. If we could provide access to more buses and trains for the average American citizen, because most of us, believe it or not, don't really care for driving too much as social media media and old media portray that, I've heard more often than not that if given the opportunity, most people would take public transportation if it was convenient, because it essentially would save a lot of money, and the taxes that would come out of the profit from paying to just take the transportation system in every place in America would actually help each state and the country as a whole. Makes sense to me. The art of convenience. I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon, but it is a desire nonetheless that Americans have that comes straight from the influence of Deutschland. Now, this next point I have stressed in so many different videos. If you guys are not familiar with how I get down, well, get real familiar. Get comfortable, grab some popcorn, because this is a very valid point. And this point pertains to including the sales tax inside of the price tag. The price you see is the price you pay. Americans want this. Every single American that has traveled and landed in Germany has noticed that you don't have to be an Albert Einstein whenever you pay for your groceries, because whenever you walk up, right? I mean, a lot of times people try to get an estimate as far as how much a total of their groceries are going to cost. Now, one big thing that is very popular in Germany is the art of saving money. That's not really a thing in America. People are in debt. People spend money like they got copious amounts of it, even though they don't. So, you know, there's the borrowing thing. They're like, hey, well, I don't have money, but I could just take out a loan or a credit card and it'll look like I have money. I digress. My whole thing is one of the biggest things that shocks Americans upon landing in Germany, and it's where the price you see is the price you pay. You don't go to the cash register and all of a sudden they slap 5 extra euro on your price tag on the total, right? Like if you bought a candy bar that is 5 euro, which is very fucking expensive, oh my God, or a loaf of bread for 4 euro as well, and then, you know, boom, that is 6 euro together. Well, imagine you go up to go pay for your groceries and a lady looks at you and she's like, 10 euro bitte. And I'm like, whoa, wie bitte? What you mean? It should be 6 euro. Where does 4 euro come from? Oh, it's our taxes. Now, Germany, y'all do be paying hella taxes, right? But that's already included in the price. So you don't even have time to process what's happening because the food already shows you. You can mentally prepare for what you're paying for. A reverse culture shock that Germans have coming to America that is actually a giant L for America is whenever y'all go grocery shopping, let's say you're staying in America for a few weeks, months, whatever, maybe a couple years. I'm pretty sure y'all have noticed when you go buy something, especially bigger purchases like game systems, computers, appliances, everything of the sort, even the smaller items, when you go to pay for it at the end, there's like an extra $100 slapped on your grand total price from straight up taxes, and that you can't even see because every state in America has a different sales tax. It's very deceptive. We're in 2024, okay? I think it's about time that America embeds the price, the sales tax, inside the price of whatever you're paying for. Grocery store culture, okay? Get the f in and get the f out. None of this talking shit. Don't fucking be friendly with the greeters or nothing. Just get your stuff and get out. I am so sick and tired. I am a people person. I absolutely love socializing when it's the right time, if that makes sense. I understand that we all have personal lives. We have things going on that gotta get taken care of. We don't always have the luxury of having conversations with random people, especially when you're trying to shop at a grocery store and get in and get out. This happens a lot when you walk inside grocery stores in America. There's literally a job that you can get. If you move to America, you can get this job, and your job is literally, hi, how are you? How can I help you? Then the pointless conversations with the cashiers when you get up to the cash register to pay for your food. Oh, wow, look, you eat a lot of meat.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's crazy. Sparking up the most random conversations. I'm like, bro, there's a level of anxiety that I think Americans low-key have when they go and purchase certain things. Let me give you an example of how this plays a giant role. Contraception, condoms. Okay, well, a lot of people avoid biting condoms a lot of times because there's these awkward conversations and interactions you have to have when you walk up to the cash register to pay and you have to engage with the cashier. Because 10 times out of 10, the cashier always has something slick to say about it. Ooh, you must be having a good night tonight. Okay, I see you. Ooh, I think I know one of your friends too. I'm gonna tell them that you bought those. Okay, I see you, you little nasty. Yes, cashiers will talk shit about the items you buy when you get up there. That's something that I'm pretty sure most people haven't even mentioned. But when you go and buy stuff at grocery stores or gas stations or whatever, depending on what you buy, when you get up there, they literally will judge you on the spot, and it makes it very uncomfortable. So in this case where I brought up condoms, a lot of people just don't even buy them because they're like, okay, well, now if there's a self-checkout where you can purchase those things, then cool. That's at like a major grocery store. But a lot of times, you know, at gas stations or even smaller grocery stores and stuff where there are no self-checkouts, well, it's kind of cooked. So people are like, you know what, I'd just rather avoid that whole interaction altogether. The next point has to do with something that's very ironic, because if you look on the internet, most people have talked about how atrocious the customer service is in Germany, and to some degree it can be that way if you don't understand the culture. Let me cook. So yes, the stereotype that Germans can come off as very cold and very unfriendly and stuff like that, there's some truth to that, but there's a different philosophy when it comes to customer service in Germany versus the customer service in America. In America, we pride ourselves in being fucking fake, okay? We get paid to be fake. So if we see you, we're like, hi, how are ya? How was your day? You know how annoying that bullshit is? In Germany, it's very direct. Here's your room, enjoy. Boom. Minimum conversation, it's very efficient. We love it. What I've noticed as far as the service goes in Germany, most people pride themselves in the product that they produce for the people who are purchasing the product. I'll just give you a basic difference in flights. So American Airlines, oh my God. I thought American Airlines was creme de la creme, one of the best airlines I've ever flown by until I traveled to Germany. I flew on Lufthansa, and yes, while there are some complaints with that airline in general internationally, their bottom line is far better than our pristine service levels in America. The food that they offer on the plane for just regular folks in economy is insane. It's real food. It's like bread rolls and authentic dishes from Germany and stuff. And then the people in general are far more receptive on Lufthansa than American Airlines. American Airlines, they'll fucking throw a bag of pretzels at you and possibly give you 1 or 2 glasses of water your whole flight. It's diabolical. Let's use something else, right? Hotels in America. The quality of service you can expect at a hotel where you're paying $300 a night is abominable. I stayed at a hotel that was $300 a night in Alabama. That should already tell you where this conversation is going. When I got into the hotel, first of all, they said it was their best hotel in Montgomery. So I was like, okay, nice. Well, I get there, it looks like there's a giant blood stain in the hallway. And I'm like, huh? Did somebody die there? Cause there's a giant dark red stain in the hallway. The receptionist wasn't even there. First of all, when I went up there to go check in, there was nobody at the desk because she was in the back listening to music and on the phone with her baby daddy. I was like, oh my God. I get to my hotel room eventually. There are no towels. There's possibly bed bugs in the mattress. I checked and I'm like, ooh, that's crazy. The TV didn't work. $300 a night. Now for $300 a night in Germany. Mind you, these are like low-key average prices in America for hotel stays. Very, very expensive, and you feel like shit paying a price like that. It's a ripoff. And that's kind of a common theme when it comes to the service and the quality of products produced in America. In Germany, what I've noticed is when you do spend the same amount of money that you would have spent in America, in Germany, you get the most bang for your buck. I stayed at the Team, and I was expecting it to be expensive, okay? Like $600-700. No, what was it? 120 Euro a night? Okay, for like a premium suite, which was crazy to me because, and that's an upgrade. There were cheaper rooms, way cheaper rooms. It was close by where I needed to be, by the way, because I know you guys like, you could have just stayed in like a hostel or something for like 10 euro. I know, trust me, I know. But where the team was located in Köln, it was very close to all of the little spots I had to go to, so I decided to stay there. It was very nice, and it was literally less than half the price of what I was paying for a garbage hotel in America. I couldn't believe it. So honestly, looking back at that, I want the same service in America. I want Americans to take pride in what they do when it comes to producing products. Germany, for as long as its inception has been there, it's been known for producing very high quality products and for a reasonable price. And part of that has to do with the criticism that comes from the public. People in Germany, when I looked at the reviews for a lot of the hotels and I went to go reserve a hotel in Germany, they're very vicious, bro. Like the customer service reviews are vicious. And the thing is, Germany does things about that. They don't just go like, oh, well, all these people are review bombing, so we're not gonna change anything. No, they make very significant changes. And the result is you get a high quality product for a very good price. The difference between günstig and billig, okay? Real, unprocessed food. One of my biggest concerns when I first landed in Germany was how my body would respond to the new food. My stomach is not weak, okay? I can handle some diabolical types of food. The food could be greasy, it could have all kinds of chemicals and craziness in it, and my stomach is a tank. A lot of my friends pride me for that. Well, what if my stomach doesn't adjust? What if there's some crazy food in Germany that makes my stomach do backflips, turns my stomach into a gymnast? Well, when I got to Germany, I did try a lot of the bread out there, ate a lot of different dishes and whatnot, tried a different cuisine basically, and I lost weight. I lost 10 pounds in 4 days eating everything. I ate more than I normally do on a daily basis here. So I think I was probably consuming like 4,000 calories, but for some reason I was losing weight rapidly and I couldn't believe it. Part of that has to do with the quality of food out there. You can literally taste it too. The bread is, oh my, top tier. That's the best bread I've ever had in my entire life. It doesn't get any better than that. Honestly, it does not get any better than that. Germany packing everybody up when it comes to good bread rolls. I'm pretty sure y'all saw the video of me trying that tuna in Germany, right? I took a bite into that and I was upset. I was mad because I'm like, why don't we have food this good in America? Bro, I ate tuna for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dinner is not something you eat to be healthy, you know what I mean? But it is a lot healthier than a lot of the options we have in America. And it does have a lot of unprocessed foods in it, you know what I mean? Which is like just real food, genuinely real food. I noticed also in general, when we went to the grocery stores, what was very interesting to me is that your produce is actually cheap. I was surprised in comparison to America. The reason why people in America are morbidly obese is because it's affordable to be morbidly obese. A gigaton big ass box of super sugary, greasy muffins. Greasy, sugary, buttery, probably run you like $3 for 100 muffins. The next thing, oh my God, Americans absolutely desire that we see from Germany that just doesn't make sense to us, but we want it. Trust me, is an effective prison system. Prison systems that actually value restructuring the individuals coming into the prison system. Let me cook. The way that Americans' prison systems are set up, to put it very simply, it's to contain and profit off the individuals entering the prison. So if you commit a crime and it warrants you being confined in a prison for a period of time or whatever, you get sent to a privatized prison and the owner of the prison receives a stipend for you being there. And it actually benefits them to keep you in the prison longer. They call these prisons correction facilities, but they're not correcting nothing. If anything, I've heard stories and I've actually had friends who have been sent to prison for offenses that were not that extreme, right? They got locked up and they went in decent people. They came out goblins because they put you in survival mode in there. In most American prisons, that's where you hear about people getting stabbed up, jumped. They got to choose a different gang based on race when they get in there. I'm pretty sure that's worldwide though. And it's diabolical. And then of course the programs and stuff that they say that they have for these people, they can't even use because you're on high alert every time you enter a prison system in America. Now in Germany, from what I've gathered, they emphasize trying to rehabilitate the people who are entering the prison system. Why did you do the things you did? How can we get to the root problem? And how can we make sure when we release you back into society, you're not a fucking problem? That's not the mentality of Americans. It's like, oh, if we put this person in prison, we'll never see them again. The second to last thing is a valuable education system for obvious reasons. In Germany, the curriculum is pretty rigorous and whatnot, and they emphasize a lot of different things. Learning a different language, which in America they do as well for the most part, but there's not enough emphasis on it, I don't believe, because most people in America only speak one language, English. Okay. And then in Germany, the curriculum, like I said, it's just far more rigorous. It creates more critical thinkers. In America, they're taking away more curriculum in the education system, in the class. They're taking away curriculums in the classrooms nationwide in America. And because of that, you have Americans that be thinking in the most simple terms. So a lot of the people that believe the shit on the internet that they see at face value, a lot of those people are not very well educated. And I think it's crazy to me because I feel like if you attack the education system in America, it's easier to control people who don't know. If you just genuinely don't know because you were never taught something, it's easier for you to believe bullshit. And last point is And I know Americans won't diss. It's something that I saw in Germany and I was absolutely mind blown. I think we do have this in some cities, but there's an honor system thing and America has no honor when it comes to shit like this, so I highly doubt that we actually have it, but I call them MILF cars, okay? Now, hear me out. Let me cook. MILF cars. These cars are like e-cars, e-scooters, e-bikes. I'm specifically talking about the cars though. So just like you would activate an e-scooter or an e-bike, you guys know what I'm talking about too. You can go up to a car, you can unlock it with your phone once you create an account, and then drive this car from point A to point B. And that to me is insane. I got to see it for the first time when I went to Berlin, and I was like, yo, what the heck? They were just everywhere. They were parked cars in random parts of the city, and you're responsible for filling it up on gas if like you use up too much gas or whatever. And if you get into an accident, you're already registered on the app, so you're gonna get packed up. You're gonna have to pay the fine. But I think it's pretty cool. We could never have that in America because we got way too many car thefts. Way too many car thefts. While we might have something similar to that, maybe we introduced it at one point and our people just couldn't handle it. People are diabolical, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's to the point where like you guys have different types of vehicles. It's not just one type of vehicle where you can unlock the car in Germany with your phone, get in it, drive, and drop it off at a random location and peace out. Y'all have moving trucks, y'all have vans, sports cars, SUVs. It's insane. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Now, the reason I call them MILF cars is
They have these cars and stuff like that, and they're called like the Miles car sharing and stuff like that, which is dope. You can just hop into any car. Yeah. So any car that's like Miles car sharing, it's almost like those e-scooters and e-bikes, except they're actual cars and stuff, and they're parked here. So on the back of these cars, it says Miles, right? And a lot of people rip off the bottom of the E, and it says MILFs, dude. It's like the bottom of the car, and it says MILFs. It's like, bro, yeah. It's crazy, yeah. It's crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't realize people did that, so.
It's pretty funny stuff. But anyways, I digress. Y'all let me know in the comments down below how accurate this list is, and if you agree with my points or not. You know, maybe you guys don't agree with what I had to say, but I do think that these are things that Americans could appreciate, and they would be huge assets to the country.